And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we're continuing along with DOOM Amalgoom. That's the megawatt that combines maps from Dooms 1 and 2. This is Map 12, Assembly Line. It combines Map 12 and E2M2 from Dooms 1 and 2 respectively. This is a fun map. There are a lot of items to find. Easy to miss. But I find it overall it's a fun map to play. Lots of areas to explore. I hope you enjoy. The game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we're playing on the Ultraviolence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. There are 170 kills to be had, 9 secrets to find, and 99 items to pick up. That's a lot. So let's go ahead and grab our Berserk Fist and start punching. Yeah, that's always fun. Don't worry too much if you catch a few strays here and there. I mean, there are armor and health bonuses. There's also a supercharge as a secret nearby. So, I mean, our first order of business is to clear out this main kind of boxy maze area. Let's try to take care of the enemies as we go. There are some armor bonuses here, so do pick them up. And around this way, we do have... Oh, I thought the Pinky would be here. I guess not. All right, let's continue looking. Where did you run off, Pinky? There you are. Another imp here. So we're just going to basically do the royal tour of the whole place. Here's another 4 armor bonuses. You can pick up some ammo, I guess, even though we haven't picked up the shotgun yet. And here we are. So around this way. More armor bonuses here. And a couple of pinkies here guarding quite a few health bonuses as well as some imps doing the same. So let's go ahead and grab these here and take care of these enemies. Okay. Now we're just going to complete our little cycle here. There's another 4 armor bonuses just to make sure we have everyone taken care of. Didn't think so. Yeah, just make sure everybody has been removed. We'll go down to the left soon. So I think that's it. That probably should cover 28. That sounds right as far as enemies removed. So why don't we go ahead now and let's explore some secrets. So we're going to head up here through these boxes and we'll get our first secret, which is an armor. Green armor, but armor nevertheless. Now we're going to punch out some more enemies going through this way, but that's okay. It'll lead us to another secret anyhow. And look at that, not a scratch. So just kind of race out onto those boxes over here. Unfortunately, you really do have to pick up the chainsaw to tag the secret, and I say boo to that for sure, but that's just what it is. And I think the third secret in this area is available to us now, or not yet. We have to, yeah, I think we have to do the other sequence first. So we're going to go ahead now and continue along this way. This whole area has been cleared out. There will be some zombie men in here. Just go ahead and pick up the regular shotgun once you come in, and the box of shotgun shells, and you're in business again. Press the switch, and there will be some shotgunners to your right. So let's just take care of all of them, and there's one more at the far left. Do press the switch. This will give us some I believe that'll allow us to access that third secret I was talking about. Now this red blood is non-damaging, but you can sink down quite a bit to get our next secret. Yeah. Now we have a shotgun, a chain gun, and quite a bit of ammo. I don't think we can leave through here, no. So we're going to go back the way we came, which is this way, and we're going to head straight for that other secret first, and then we're going to explore the map some more. If I could get through here. Yes. Here we are. Press the box here. And there we go. And now we have the supercharge, and we have 4 out of the 9 secrets already, which means we're doing pretty well. Now, yes, you did hear correctly. There is a arachnotron. One of the things we did with that switch was we opened up this area for us to explore and to take on the enemies beyond, and explore the areas rather beyond here. So let's go ahead now. After taking care of the arachnotron, we'll dispose of these imps. We're going to go pick up the items, and there are a lot of them just over here. Now these are easy to just kind of miss 1 or 2, so just like turn around and make sure you have them all. If you need a couple of stim packs, you can go in here and grab some. Now up there is where the yellow key is, and on the terrace just adjacent the window, there are a whole whack of armor bonuses, the easiest ones to miss in the entire map. So I'll show you that when we get the yellow key. It's not ready for us yet, but it's very easy to not go ahead and get those. Because you get the yellow key and you're like, okay, great, that's time for me to move on, but you should go out and take a scenic view of the terrace. So this way you can get those armor bonuses. So it's very important to do that. So we're going to attract the pinkies to come this way. There's an Arachnotron down there. So hopefully the Arachnotron fire will continue this way. Maybe help us out a little. All right, that's enough help for us. We're going to go strictly to the left and fire with the barrels to take care of that pinky. And we'll dispose of this imp right here. We're not going to go through there for the moment. I'm just going to show you this way. We're going to explore for an open area without a key. The yellow key is around that way and the blue is around that way. So now we're going to go through here. It's a relatively self-contained area. As you approach, imps come out. So what I like to do is I like to go all the way down just to get everybody to come out and play. Just because it makes it a little bit more interesting for me anyway. So use your regular shotgun that you have or your chain gun. If you're feeling sporting, then use your Berserk Fist. That's okay too. Or your chainsaw, I guess you got that also. And as we go, we'll pick up the ammo. You could, of course, just, slowly tiptoe your way and trigger 2 sets of imps at a time, but I know. I just felt like being a little bit more on the adventurous side today. So that switch will lower back down the backpack. Do go ahead and grab it. This will let us go out in the different areas, but we're just going to go back out the way we came. And we're going to continue with map progression. We're not going to go that way. That's the yellow key. And there's an Arachnotron down the way. We're going to get rid of it in a different fashion. This is the area that is next to explore, but there are some imps here that I don't want to wander off the reservation. I do want them to be disposed of so I don't have to look for them later as they're kind of wandering around the map. So I take care of those 2 before heading in. But this is the main thrust of our map progression. Take out your chain gun, I think. There's a lot of gunners in here. Quite a few, yes. And a pinky. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab any ammo you need. Now we have the blue key. Now, first we're going to just quickly go out here to take care of the enemies. Because we're going to be popping out through that conveyor. And we're going to be facing an Arachnotron if we're not careful. Yeah, so we've caused a little damage to the Arachnotron. We want to dispose of this Arachnotron. We have a safer position to do that, coming out the door and taking it on this way. We already injured it with the barrels. And while we're here, yes, let's pick up all the items just in this top level. We'll get everything else after. So now we'll continue again with map progression. So once you grab the key, don't just leave. I just love this. I think this is really nice graphic fun. Now, these are crushers, so just be careful where you go. I like to kind of just take one at a time. And now we can pop out of here, grab our Megasphere, and there are some armor bonuses here, so do grab them. But these enemies are gone, so we're not facing a bunch of crossfire, especially from the Arachnotron, because I poked my nose out the door first to take care of them. That's just my strategy. And now we could go ahead and go back up for more map progression. This is where we initially turned. This is where we disposed of a few imps. But before we go too much further, we're just going to go right over here. Walk along this ledge for our next secret. Ta-da! So just go ahead, grab your mega armor and some rockets. We will eventually be getting the rocket launcher, so it's definitely not a waste of time to pick that up. And we have some pinkies and some imps this way. And yeah, maybe we'll do some punchy. Why not? I don't think we're low on ammo by any means. The ammo's reasonably generous in this map. But sometimes you just can't help yourself. So as you can see, there are some Mancubi in there. So let's go ahead and we'll do the peekaboo shooting. Back here, you. Oop. It's being a little sneaky today, but that's okay. There. That's okay. Let the pinky help us out a little. Little bitey from the pinky. Never hurt anyone. Another pinky here, or was that the pinky that was alerted? Yes. So no more enemies in here. There will be some enemies in this room. I like to use the Berserk Fist personally. There's 2 pinkies. And now we're going to switch back to the chain gun because we have an Arachnotron. Let's go ahead and light up the Arachnotron. We're going to need to get into this room. An area is going to open up behind us too. So as soon as we step in, a whole bunch of barrels are going to explode. See, there's a little bit of a protective field. The enemies cannot see us through it. But as soon as we step in, yeah. Now, as counterintuitive as it is, leave the Mankybai, I guess, alone, because they're not likely to wander out in this hallway anyway. As we progress this way, they're going to follow us back to where they came, right? Just based on how the algorithm works. So that's fine. There are some more, maybe the Berserk Fist, sure, why not? You know, you can use your chain gun, you can use a regular shotgun, it doesn't matter, whatever is more interesting for you. Just go ahead and shoot that in case you want to go out this way and get some ammo. I'm pretty okay with ammo considering there's another box here. So grab the partial invisibility. Now let's go take on the Mankybai, who should be tucked away in that corner and didn't come out at all. Exactly. Be mindful there is that Arachnotron down the way, and we're not likely to get hit by it unless it goes really far back down the hallway, so we're okay. So there is a super shotgun lying there, but there are quite a few Mankybai, so why don't we just go ahead and maybe take care of this one. Grab it now. And finish off the last one. A little peekaboo shooting around the column here. Cool. 1 imp. Here's the part I was telling you about. Oh, great, yellow key. Let me map progress. No. Go out the window. Just look at all these armor bonuses. These will be missing from your count at the end, I promise you, if you don't jump out the window here just to get them. Very well placed armor bonuses to mess up your 100%. Now, we do have the Arachnotron, but we also have a Pain Elemental. That's pretty good, and looks like the Arachnotron has wandered off a little, but that's okay. We can peekaboo shoot. And that's that. A couple of pinkies in here with more armor bonuses. Armor boni. That door doesn't work. So before continuing to explore that area, there's another secret here. Let's head up to the ventilation system. I do like that shadowy effect. That's really quite nice. A nice design. And up we go, up and around, and oh yes. Yeah, the rocket launcher, I assure you, will come in handy. You never say no to those goodies. So pick up all the rockets, pick up, of course, the rocket launcher. And now let's head out of here, back to the hallway. Do like that again. And we'll pick up more ammo for our trouble, health if you need any. Again, that door doesn't open, but this is the exit door for this particular area. Back to this familiar area. Remember, we did the punchy here just to get those 2 secrets. We had the we ended up getting the secret for the chainsaw. All right, now we're armed with the blue key, so let's head back to the familiar area where we can find the blue key door. Sorry, we have the yellow key, my mistake. So we can head through this area now to the yellow key. Just be mindful that there are some specters below, so I'm going to try to lure them over to one side if I can. That would be much preferable than to falling on one of their heads. Maybe this way? Nope, did land right on its head. Okay, well that was less than fantastic. So don't do that. Definitely recommend against it. Took a 20% bite there for no particular reason. Anyway, sometimes it is what it is. All right, we do have the rocket launcher, and we do have our 2 actual Barons here. The other one is playing a little coy, but let's go and find it. Hello, Baron. Yeah, I'd rather face the Baron up here than when you descend into that little mess of the raised partial platforms. That's very familiar to classic Doom players. You don't want to be trapped in that little area with a Baron. That's the end of your map in all likelihood. So press this switch, go to this lower platform, and yeah, grab our next secret, including the plasma rifle. Well, that will come in handy too. So where are we at now? Yes, 7 secrets and 97 items. That should be your count at this point. So there is usually, but not always, depends if they came out, yeah, an imp here, but yeah, that counts as a secret. So let's kind of make our way out. And get out of here. This is just ammo. There's no reason to really linger there. Grab the red key. There's another secret this way. Yay, we have a supercharge. That's always welcome. And it's the last secret. Yeah, so now we have 9 items and all... we have 9 secrets and all 99 items. So now it's just a matter of finishing off the enemies. So let's go ahead, get up here, and now we're ready to leave this area through this door. Right, to this familiar area. Yes, takes us back down to this, and now we're going to head to the red door. The red key door, I guess. I think it's this way. Yes. So again, through this familiar box maze, out through here, and up, and then we go through this familiar area, and to the left is the red key door. We've already cleared all this out. You may remember we had the megasphere over there. We took care of the arachnotrons coming through that door, but this is the time we come through the door to continue with this area, which is kind of like the last main area. There are a few other areas to explore, though. So pick up your plasma, pick up any other ammo or health that you need. Break out your rocket launcher, in my view. That will lower down as soon as we press the switch. There will be a couple of cacos and a pain elemental. So I would fire off the rockets quickly, and I'm not convinced the second, yeah, I didn't think so. They like to fly up there and hide, so just be mindful, you gotta look for 2 Carchi for the Cacodemon. Same deal, press the switch, fire off your rockets. That's 1 carcass, see? Aha! I'm wise to you, Caco. So you let it come down, and it's gone. Press this switch. Keep your rockets if you want to be cunning and cutesy a little bit. Entirely not necessary, but now take out your plasma rifle and let them have it. You do want those pain elementals disposed of first if you can. Here you. And then this one. There are 2. There we go. So once you get rid of the pain elementals and the lost souls, then yes, by all means, you can take out your rocket launcher as long as you're not too close, like that. And you can go ahead and just finish off the remaining enemies. Of course, there was another plasma pack here if you needed it in the mid-fight, so go ahead and grab that. Last switch to hit in this little area is this one. Blows up the barrels that were there. It allows us to go into this area. Maybe some rockets to speed things up. Not necessary. These are just imps, but just for the fun of it, sure, why not? And there is, after we finish off with the imps, there is a pain elemental. So take out your plasma rifle. Head over to this area. You can see it's right around the corner, and just go. No mercy at all. Hit the switch. It'll continue to give you all the little platforms, but we do have our rad suits. So let's just make our final count. Yes, all 179 kills, the 9 secrets, and all 99 items. You know what that means? Indeed, we're done. And that is Assembly Line, Map 12 of Amalgoom. Love it. That's a fun map. I love the box mazes. I do love the ability to collect the weapons, but you do start off with in a good sequence, but you do start off with that Berserk Fist, so that's always a challenge. But as I showed you, don't worry, there's health and armor bonuses plus the supercharge there in short order. So even if you took a few scratches from imps and a few bites from some pinkies, you'll recover your health. No problem there. So don't be shy to use the Berserk Pack. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, got some good tips, some good tricks. Just simply enjoy the walkthrough. I hope that's always something that happens. Either way, do hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. But for now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.